wherever you are. It's really a joy. It's a pleasure to be reaching out to you today. Let me first say that I've been running a little bit late. I had a little setback. Okay, that's why I'm starting this time. I actually wanted it was to start earlier. Okay, but nevertheless, it's never too late. Today we want to dive into a very deep topic, yet very simple. And it is the topic of I am, concerning the secret and the power of I am. And I am very, very, very happy to speak to you on this subject because one of the things that I was inspired to do was to implement a I am Bible to help to reprogram the subconscious mind of millions of people all around the world if they would be willing to invest in themselves and get the I Am Bible. It's called the Overcomer's Bible for a very good reason. Because you definitely will overcome the ego self. And you will definitely discover your innovative, creative self. And this is a very good way for you to take back your power. I am actually giving the entire world an opportunity to take back their power in a very, very, very simple way. Also, I'm enabling people all around the world to empower themselves in a very, 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 very simple way. And it is so easy. All you have to do is make sure that you get this I Am Bible, where the idol has been removed. And the idol have been playing the leading part in this book. The idol became the main character of the Bible and was robbing you of being the main character. And I am enabling you that power by encouraging you to get this book. And when you start to apply the instruction of I am by acknowledging yourself, embracing yourself, loving yourself, and accepting that your real identity is your divinity, and that this divinity can only be found inwardly, then you are ready for this journey, this spiritual journey, this eye-opening journey, this journey of enlightenment, this journey of self-awareness, a journey into consciousness, a journey into discovering your magical self, which is your innovative, creative self. A journey whereby you'll be able to destroy all attachment and hold to your true essence, the secret of knowing who you are. And the reason why it is a secret, it is because I cannot have a thought for you, and you cannot have a thought for me. That is why whatever is hidden in secret, it shall be made known. And how does that really work? It works by a science of alchemy. And whether you're going to accept the science of alchemy or you're going to refuse the science of alchemy, it will boil all the way back down to your belief system and what identity you hold about yourself. How do you see yourself? Because if you're still living in this world and thinking that you can say I am on behalf of another, then you have become very much delusional and you are in a coma, fast asleep, not knowing who you are. You see, the discovery of I am is your greatest empowerment. The answer to I am is the answer to the universal question of life. And when the answer comes, you know that you are that. So when it says that I am answering the question of my identity, my name, and who's sending you, because the sender and the sender one, the revelation shall come to you. Because unless the revelation come to you, there will be no delivery or no deliverance out of slavery. What kind of slavery am I speaking about? Emotional, mental slavery. And so, the strategy is a mental rebirth. And that's the reason why my ancestors inspired me to put this Bible together for you. This book, the 66 Books of Magic, the Overcomer's Bible. It's a Bible where you put yourself in the book. Not a man with blonde hair, blue eyes. Yourself. So it doesn't matter where in the world you live in, once you put your hand on this Bible, you put yourself in it because it's all about you. And you accept your name. Your name is I am. Before you can say I am strong, I am rich, I am poor, I am healthy, I am whatever you choose to be that. Because when you read the story of Moses and you think it is a man who existed thousands of years ago, you're failing to think and to exercise your mind. You see, Moses meant to be born or to be taken out of the water. Most of your mother's body is water. And when you was in her womb, conceiving her womb, that's the basket surrounded by water. And for you to have the experience here as a human, you have to have an exodus. And that exodus cannot take place unless your mother Red Sea has been stopped. That's why a woman do not see her monthly cycle when she gets pregnant. Because you are that Moses who would be revealed. You are that Moses who would have an exodus to come over here. And when you come over here, you're going to find yourself in slavery. What is this slavery? Your body is a slave to your mind. So if you want to go and use the toilet, you cannot command your behind to go to the toilet. You have to walk and go to the toilet. You have to use your hands and you have to take off your clothes and so on. So it doesn't matter whether you're the queen in England, the king, you the prime minister, you the president. Doesn't matter who you are. Your body is a slave to your mind. Okay? So, the story of Moses and the burning bush and the answer to who have sent you and the identity of him who have sent you is actually a secret of yourself, because it's something that's happening within you and no one else could know that that is happening within you, because no one can have a thought for you and you can have a thought for someone else. And that is why it is a rebirth of the mind. It is your mental capacity and your mental faculties being put back in its right alignment, back in place, because you have been shifted away from your identity. You'll be shifted away from your power. And I'm going to show you how. Simple. Very simple. When you are a little child, you are basking and living in your imagination. You are your imaginary friend. When you see the aeroplane in the air, you use your imagination. You see anything in this world that you love, you imagine it's yours. You're actually claiming it to be yours as a little child because you're seeing that you own all of that in your imagination. You're seeing all of that. But when you've been introduced to the school program or the school indoctrination, they start to shift you from your imagination and they start to shift you into what? Memory. That memory that starts to shift you in is actually a disease that you're going to catch. And when you catch that disease, which is a mental disease, you're going to suffer from a sickness called conformation. That's why even the church system, in the Roman Catholic system, they'll say you just come conform. Some people say they go in confirmation class. But confirmation is a disease of the mind. That is why they have never given you before a Bible like this, a book like this. I am. Instead of they give you I am, they give you an imaginary man. So to rob you from your own imagination, they give you an imaginary man. So every time you call on this imaginary man, you believe that this imaginary man did exist thousands of years ago, about 2,000 years ago. And now you calling on this imaginary man. And what you doing? You ignoring your own imagination, which is your true essence, that can form and shape and mold, that can walk on the water, that can turn water into wine. You ignoring the power to do all of that, and you hold into an idol. That is why my mission was to remove the idol and help people all around the world. So, my brother and my sisters, when you have this book in your home, this is power you have in your hand. You get this straight from a mystical and a divine calling. You're holding this book in your hand with someone who discovered the power of I am, because they discover their true self, their higher self, their God self, their innovative and creative self, and understand the power of I am. You see, not until you become pure consciousness. And to become pure consciousness, you have to disappear. And to disappear, you have to become one with the wind. And when you become one with the wind, then you understand the power of inhalation. And then when you understand the power of inhalation and exhalation, then you will know that you are not just a man. No, you will know that man is actually God asleep. But God is man awake. When a man awake to his potential, when a man awake to his higher self, when a man awake to his real identity, it is because he understands the difference between spirituality and religion. You see, religion doesn't teach you the power of I am, because religion teaches you to believe in anything outside of I am. Every religion on this planet teach you to look for someone on the outside instead of you seeking for I am. That's why every political party in this world is teaching you to go after what they have to offer instead of teaching you how to seek for the I am. That's why they tell you whenever a man comes to his Christ consciousness that the political powers and the religious powers was to crucify that man. Who is the man that they want to crucify? It is your creative, innovative self that they want to crucify. They want to use the nails to keep you in a place of stagnation, a place that you can't move, a place that you can't grow, a place that you can't expand. That's why they call it a place of crucifixion, a place of what? A death. So what they do, they give you death instead of life. Because when you deny that the life in you is the I am, there's no greater blasphemy than that. That is why when you get this book, this I Am Bible, when you get this I Am Bible, and you find the scripture that speak about the Antichrist, okay, when you read it, you will find that it is telling you, the man who denied that I am, I am God in flesh. Go find it for yourself. That is why I actually give you this book, this Bible, the 66 books of magic, the I Am Bible, for you to search out all the I am in the New Testament. And how are you going to find out all the I am? By taking back your power from the idol. So everywhere that they had the idol is where you're supposed to put your I am and choose which one resonates with you. So for example, let me go a little more deeper to show you how to use this I Am Bible. Let's say you're going to decide for 7 nights, you're going to use an I am from the Bible, and you're going to find the place that this particular I am was given to the idol. So let's say, I am the way, the truth, and the life. And people were saying it to the idol and not believing it themselves. And you're now going to use it, believing that it is you that it is speaking about. So then you say, I am the way, and this is the reason why, and you add the rest to it concerning what you might want in this world, what you want to achieve in this world, and so on. And you go to sleep with that kind of confidence, but you want to repeat that same thing over 9 times. So like for example, if you want to start practicing now, you go right down in the comment right now and you're going to drop a I am and you mention what comes after I am. So if you want to say I am happy, write I am happy. If you want to say I am wealthy, write I am wealthy. If you want to say I am wise, you write I am wise. If you want to say I am rich, you write I am rich. If you want to say I am abundant, write I am abundant. If you want to write I am deserving, okay, you write I am deserving. And you can say I am deserving of such and such and such and such and such and such and such. But for now, you can just write I am deserving, okay? And you use exercise like that night after night, using I am, with the understanding that a man came into this world and had the vision to remove the main character of the Bible because he know it is an idol that have been placed there. And he removed the idol and he leave a blank space and say, you are to put your name there. And the very book that he used to do so, it will teach you that all the great prophets and true prophets, they always break down all the idols. Go read the Bible, man. Go read in the Old Testament. And go read in the New Testament and you will see the same thing. Every true prophet always get rid of idolatry from among the people. Well, this idolatry that I'm trying to help you with, it have to do with your mentality. That's why I'm teaching you how to have a mental rebirth. And prove for yourself that you can only destroy conformity, the disease called conformity, which my ancestors told me it's parrotism. Just repeat the way other people say over and over all the time, okay? In order to do that, you have to be transformed by what? The renewing of your mind. That renewing of your mind is a rebirth. It's a mental rebirth. So this Bible, when I put it together, my motive was to bring, that's what I'm telling you, get it, okay, was to bring a mental rebirth to you. Because you're not going to accomplish anything trying to argue with the clergy, or argue against their theology, or try to change their theology. You have to come forth into this reality and fulfill the prophecy. And the prophecy must always be a fulfillment of you teaching others how to find themselves. All great mystics, all wise men, all true prophets, they've always taught how the Savior can be found within you. That you are the Savior, that you are the Redeemer, that you are the one having a human experience. They always would have taught to look within. That is why I can't teach no other way, because it would make me a liar. That's why I'm not trying to change anything. I'm just fulfilling everything. Because when you find your identity, you become everything. Because everything is the all, and the all is everything. And when you find the all, you find your oneness. And when you find your oneness, then you know that everyone is just a different version of yourself. So you would know the rich man, the poor man, the beggar man, the thief, the religious man, the church goer, whoever. It's just another version of yourself. And whatever change you want to see, you have to become that change. That is why you have to lead with the power of I am. And when you get the I am Bible, you have a magical tool in your hand. And that magical tool that you have in your hand will prove to you that the man that millions of people around the world is worshiping and believing to be a special, peculiar man who existed thousands of years ago, you will find out for yourself that it is a personification that represents your consciousness, your awareness, or your imagination, your power to form, shape, and mold, your power to create, your power to solve problem. Because you will find the story of such a man is the story of a great magician, a master magician. So you have to master the art of the mind. Everything that I'm teaching you here is mind crafting. How to craft things with your mind. Shape and mold your entire world from your mind. So many people, they read the Bible and they read that God created the world. And they think that it's an entity on the outside that creates a massive world, and that they're so small in this massive world that they get swallowed up with this world, that they become so earthbound that they know spiritually good. And then some people become so spiritually minded that they know earthly good. When they become so religious and superstitious and they want to get a resurrection without a death. That is people living their life in being delusional. But when you discover the power of I am and you swap I am for the idol, that's why I give you this Bible. If you understand the power of this Bible, you hear me? You will realize that there's no amount of money no one in this world could pay me for this Bible. You cannot really put a price on this Bible. I am telling you, there's no price you could put on this Bible, this I am Bible, this Overcomers Bible. This Bible is no joke Bible. That's why I call it 66 Books of Magic. And when I say Bible, I think I stated in the same book that it is basic inner belief, life eternal I talking about. Me talking about basic instruction before leaving earth. Because you're not leaving this earth without a death. No one leave this planet alive. It goes against everything. It goes against even your common sense, which is your God sense. Do you realize when you accept and believe nonsense, it is because you have ignored your God self, which is your higher self, your I amness. You totally reject your I am power and give your I am power to someone else and don't even realize it. So, I am the way. When you say that, you have to beat your chest. For the way is within me. And now because the way is within me, I go within myself to find the way of dealing with Caesar. And so I start to name the things of Caesar that Caesar put out here. And I start to use my power to deal with the love of Caesar. You know, it was just, I think it was today, early this morning, I was speaking in my home, and I was saying that they make we believe that we own something on this planet, but we have no ownership of anything. Every year, you have to pay land tax. Every year, you have to pay property tax. You purchase a vehicle, you have to pay every year for it. You have to pay license, you have to pay insurance, you have to pay the government, or everything. So from your birth to your death, you have to be paying the system or the establishment. In every part of this world, the system is there. Yet, people believe that the system would have educated them to find the phenomena of life. So they accept all of the traditional teachings and practices that was passed down through religion, and it becomes superficial and fail to realize that the system can be empowering you while disempowering you at the same time. It doesn't work that way. It's either empowering you or disempowering you. But I'm saying to you, the only way that you can prove that the system has been disempowering you is when you learn to accept your I am and start to use your I am. That's why it's important for you to get the I am Bible. Use it. Every single day. Find somewhere in the I am Bible and put I am there and read it aloud. If you feel like, or you can read it in silent, or you can meditate on it in silent, and you can use that I am that resonate with you as your magical tool. That's why it's a secret. Because the I am that might resonate with me might be a different I am that might resonate with you. The thing I might want to achieve in life might be something different that you want to achieve, but it is the same I am. So the reason I'm calling it a secret, it is because it's only you alone can have the feeling and desire for what you desire in this world. So the man who desire to own a store, he would know the smell of a store. He would know the feel of the things that he would like to have in his store. The man who wants to accomplish great things in music, he would know the things that he would like to touch, the things he would like to smell, the things he would like to hear, the things he would like to feel. And it is a secret because it's only he alone can identify with it. That is why it is personal. What I'm saying here, it's personal. But they tell you that you must accept someone outside of yourself as your personal savior. That is nonsense. That doesn't make any sense. Because what will save you and redeem you have a lot to do with your emotion. Because emotion is energy in motion, is how you feel. You can't tell me that you never play golf. But you want to tell me you know how Tiger would feel? Being a legend in golf? You want to tell me that you never play basketball, but you want to tell me how Michael Jordan feel as a legend in basketball? You never box in your life, but you want to tell me how Floyd Mayweather feel as a champion boxer? How Crawford feel as a champion, an undisputed champion and so on? No, you can't share that because that is not your experience. So when you deny your I am, you never create nothing in the name of I am. You never succeed with the power of I am because you never use I am. You never embrace your I amness because you were raised in a school system that is leading you away from your I amness. They lead you away from imagination. And the champion memory, regurgitation. From imagination to regurgitation. And they call it academic education. And they ground you. And so you go to work and you're working all your life to earn instead of you working to learn. You see, when you discover the power of I am and you know who you are and you're working a 9 to 5 because you have a mental rebirth, you start to say to yourself that, you know, I was doing this job for so long and I never see certain things the way I'm now seeing certain things. Now I start to accept my I amness. Now I start to accept the power that lies within me. Now I start to do that. I start to see things from a different angle. And you start to say, well, now I'm not working to earn any longer. I'm working to learn because I'm learning so much from doing this job that I think in 3 years' time, I'll be on my own. And so you're using the job to show you that the employer, what he's making in a day is what you're making in a year or 2 or 3 or 4. Or even could be 10 years and you can't make what he's making in a day. And you start to think now. And you start to ask yourself, how is he really different from me? What do he know that I do not know? What do he do that I do not do? Then you start to ask yourself, how much time does this employer have on his hand? Then you start to find out that he can buy time with his money, but you are exchanging your time for money. Do you realize that that have to do with your I am consciousness? Do you realize that the book of mind science, which is the Bible, which is actually a magic book, do you realize I tell you, if you want to be great in magic, you have to learn how to lie? Yeah. Do you realize that? Do you know it tell you that you have to call those things that be not as though they are? And then, you know, it tell you you have to decree the thing. And you have to believe that it shall be established. And then he say, if you're poor, you're supposed to say, well, I am rich, 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 and feel rich, I am rich, I am rich, I'm rich, I am rich, I am rich, I am rich. Don't make nobody talk you out of that. Never make anyone talk you out of what you are conscious of. So if they're using this book and tell you that you have to always be truthful, and you trying to be truthful, and you go to an extreme, one extreme, and you don't understand that there can't be a lie if there isn't a truth, and there can't be a truth even if there isn't a lie, and you start to balance and you start to understand that the very book they're using to you to tell you that you mustn't lie, the very book say you must lie. Which because why? Why are you telling you so? Because it is telling you that the intelligence doesn't dwell in right and wrong, or lie and truth. The intelligence deals with consciousness, and that consciousness deals with feeling and emotion. Because the way you feel is how you operate the greatest science. You are the greatest scientist, I should say, on this planet. You are so powerful that you're more powerful than the nuclear bomb. Do you realize when a nation discover nuclear power and they start to mine uranium and so on, it reaches to a place that you have to declare them as a superpower. Well, here, it's the same thing with you. When you discover your I am consciousness, your I am awareness, your I am currency. You know they have all different kind of currency in the world, but the real currency is the I am currency. When you discover the I am currency, you can exchange that I am currency any part of the world. You could exchange it for pounds. You could exchange it for euros. You could exchange it for US. You could exchange it for whatever you want. Because why? That's the Paul, man. You ever hear about the Paul of great price? Do you realize that the Bible tells you that there's a Paul of great price? And when you find a Paul of great price, you can sell everything. And you want to keep the piece of land. You know, it's a part of your mind that is talking about. When you have a real mental rebirth. So my brothers and my sisters, having an I am Bible is very important. Reading from an I am Bible is very important. Because when you read a Bible with Jesus, you're giving your power away. But you're taking back your power when you hold in your hand an I am Bible and declare that you are the I am. When you declare that, every time you declare that, you're being empowered. Every time that you declare that the answer is in you, you're winning. You're not going to see it at the same time, but it's happening. Those scientists who are into neuroscience, they may explain it a different way, but it's the same thing. They realize that the most powerful thing on this planet is the human mind, which goes all the way to your consciousness, your awareness. Science is not tapping into the power of awareness. Science is not tapping into the power of I am. Science is not tapping in to the power of your magical intelligence that's been lying dormant at the base of your spine. Science is not proving what mystics have been saying for thousands of years. Science is not proving what wise men have been saying for millions and millions and millions of years. Science are proving what men were born by the stake for. Do you realize many men were born by the stake? Many men were hunted down and killed for the discovery of this I am power. The power that enables you to have a mental rebirth. Which means that you can reshape your life. You could remold your life. Which means that you can bend reality to your will. Do you realize if you know the formula to bend reality to your will, it means that you can change your destiny because you are the master of your destiny. It means that you are responsible for your economy. So just as how every country have an economy, every individual have an economy, because you can't have an economy without family. You cannot have a community without family. Every nation on this planet starts from a family. You get it? The deep stuff, you know. Family is the highest currency. That's why if they break down and destroy the family, it will be poverty. It will be mediocrity. It will be mental slavery. The foundation of any nation built on family. But I'm telling you that there has always been and there will always be a mystical family. Because there's a mystical side of your existence, which means I'm saying there's a part of you that's divine, don't me, if you don't believe me. It doesn't matter if you read the Quran or you read the Bible or you use you read the Upanishads. It doesn't matter which part of the world that you live in, there's a part of you that is divine. That's your I amness. And that's your I am consciousness. And your I am power. That will give you freedom. So it doesn't matter if you have $1 million or if you have tens of millions of dollars or hundreds of millions of dollars. They use those temporal things to make you believe. That is what life is considered to be great. But no, greatness is you finding your calling and your purpose and you knowing who you are and the power that you possess. That is why anyone who's listening to me and who have ever read the Bible with the idol Jesus, and you hear me speak and say, I have a Bible where Jesus have been removed, and there's a blank space for you to write your name, which is I am. If you have any common sense at all, if you're a very smart person, you would say, this make a lot of sense. Because this man is taking out the main character and telling you, you are the main character who's playing all the parts. Do you realize, for you to believe in Jesus, you have to use your imagination to believe in an imaginary man? So that means that your imagination is greater than the imaginary man that you want to put up above yourself? Do you know how dumb it is to believe in a savior that is not your image and likeness? Do you know that your likeness that you behold in the mirror is telling you of who you are, and you're doubting who you are, and you're seeking to another, and you not know that you're in adultery, spiritual and psychological adultery, and you think it's when a man repeat after a next man with a little book and he sign a piece of paper and pay the governmental establishment some money, that's when he not committing adultery? No. As long as you deny your real identity is your divinity and you keep looking outwardly, you're in fornication and adultery. Many people think fornication and adultery have anything to do with sex. As in physical sex, I mean. Because people only know about sex on one level. They never know it on 3 levels. As a matter of fact, most people only know the Bible on 1 level too. They never know it on all 3 levels. But do you know that you're physical, you're psychological, mental, and you're spiritual? But first of all, you're spiritual, then mental, then physical. The physical man is the last. Yeah. You was operating in the spiritual and psychological even when I was in your mother's womb. In so much that you knew the day and the hour that you wanted to come out here to have this human experience. Want me make that more simple for you, that you can't help but just believe what I'm saying? Because I'm going to show you it in nature. Which intelligence normally speak to the chicken in the egg to tell it to pick its way out? There's some people, I believe that people on this planet who've never seen experience a chicken coming out of an egg, the hatching of a chicken. Because right now all the eggs they're selling is artificial eggs. If you put them under heat, they can't bring forth. But when that drum of life that come from the rooster or from the male bird, and that enter into the female bird, and it imagine itself and it becomes the egg. The same egg you eat is the same egg through the divine inner science of alchemy. The alchemize a chicken into reality. Through what? The alchemical process. Well, if through the alchemical process I was given a body to have this human experience, then tell me why I shouldn't use alchemy as my currency to create my reality consciously, and why I shouldn't share it with the rest of humanity. That's why I give you the I Am Bible. It's not about money. Of course, it will earn me some money, but the reality of it is to help humanity. Because I can guarantee you, once you have an I Am Bible in your house, one that come from me, 66 books of magic, the Overcomer's Bible, and all you do is find the I Am affirmation that you want and the one that will resonate with you. Okay? That's the one you will go with. That one is a secret. Okay? So let me show you something. Some little secrets in the Bible. It says, I'm going to show you some secret from the old. Okay? And to show you what they do with the new when they put the idol in the new. And they tell you that throughout the old, there is the same man that they give you in the new. Right? But then I tell you it's the man I am, eh? So they give you Jesus, okay? So it says in Deuteronomy 32 and 39, it says, I am God and there's no other. If I am God and there's no other, then who is this Jesus you're talking about? Who is this white boy? Who is this white boy with blue eye and blonde hair? Where he come from? In Africa? Where you come from? I am God and there's no other. Deuteronomy 32, 39. Then he says, I'm the one who kill and I'm the one who make alive. I'm the one who wound and I'm the one who heal. Do you realize everything comes from the mind? Every medicine that been put together come from the mind. And you're looking for a healing. And you know what they do it by the hospitals and the clinics? Excuse me. And the pharmacies, you know what they do? They put a serpent and a pole. Or sometimes you see 2 serpents and a pole. They call it the caduceus. And they tell you this represents healing. Which is true. Because the hospital do provide some healing. The pharmacies do provide some healing too, because why? It takes faith. For example, I remember I had a operation been done on me. It took faith for me to lie down and allow someone to put me in an unconscious state. And it takes faith for the man to be standing over your body and have to cut you and do what they have to do. Okay? So it's faith they're using. But you can't have faith if you do not accept your I am consciousness, your I am awareness. Because if you want to have faith in someone outside of yourself, even to have faith in someone outside of yourself, you have to actually believe in yourself and you don't even know it. So you could believe in yourself and don't even know that is your own self you believe in. And you live the rest of your life like that. That's a state of you being in a living dead. That is you experience yourself as a living dead. Because you living in this world and do not know that you are the cause of what is happening in your life. You believe someone is causing something to happen in your life because you believe that you're an accident. You believe there's such a thing as coincidence when there's no coincidence. Everything is based on cause and effect. That is why when you accept your I amness and you start to use your I am magic, right, by you believing so much in your I amness and you believe that it's a craft and your hands and your head supposed to work together along with your feet, you will realize that you have to become the doer and the thinker. And when you become the doer and the thinker, you become the savior and you become the redeemer. And you find the redeeming power within yourself so you could fix yourself. And so you start to fix your life like a mechanic will fix a vehicle. You start to fix yourself just like a plane will go to a hangar to be fixed. Just like a boat will go to the shipyard to do some repairing. You need some repairing, but it starts here. So this will start to repair yourself. Okay? So when the magic book, the Bible tell you, let the poor say I am rich. I'm telling you, if you're listening to me and you really believe what I'm saying, and you're in any financial situation and you remain in that financial situation because you refuse to use affirmation, starting with I am, and because you refuse to dwell in your I amness, because you refuse to live every day in the I am consciousness, then blame yourself. I can guarantee you that every Olympic athlete who have won multiple times, it is because of the I am power within themselves that they use. But some of them are not aware, so they want to give homage to some entity outside of themselves. But those who have remembrance, and those who are quite aware, and those who understand why the magic book says must alter and write down the magic. Before you perform the magic, write it down. And I'm speaking about doing magic tricks. I'm speaking about miracles. All the people who believe that a man existed thousands of years ago, they believe he was a miracle man. But magic America is the same. He was a master magician. And it is teaching you how to become a master magician. He said, write down the vision and make it plain. Define it. Be definite about it. And learn something. Do it metari. You must what? Wait. Exercise patience. Understand and trust the process. Because it is a science that is not from the visible. It is a science that is from the invisible. He said, and do it time, wait for it. Because it is what? It is sure. I am telling you. When you become so sure that you're just having a human experience and that you are spirit and that I am is where your power lies, I can guarantee you that if you use repetition with I am, and for example, you find the scripture that says, let the poor say I am rich. And you use repetition to move from a place of poverty to a place of prosperity. I am telling you, you're going to have a mental rebirth. I am telling you, there's some neural pathways that are going to open, but you cannot see it, and you will not be able to see it until when you start to get the results in your life. And you think it's something supernatural. You think it's some entity in the sky. Learn this. When it is said that God don't sleep, if you grew up around your grandparents, you hear old people always say, God don't sleep. Well, that's true. God don't sleep. That's why you could dream. Because why? The dreamer in you is God. And then they say, you will hear old people say, that nothing could be hidden from God. And they're correct. Because everything that you have in your mind that is connected to I am, with feeling and emotion, it will bring forth a manifestation. So, your life can never be hidden. Because it's only a matter of time before what is going on in secret would be expressed. So it's the same thing, my brother and my sisters. There's a book written by a man named James Allen. It's called As a Man Thinketh. Get that book and read it along with my Bible. The 66 Books of Magic. The Overcomer's Bible. And also, wherever in the Bible says that I am God, say it to yourself and believe that it is you. When it says that I am God and there is no other, in Isaiah 45, verses 5 to 7, I say, I create the darkness and I create the light. I create good and I create evil. And there's none beside me. When you understand your mind and you understand that no good or evil or what we refer to as good or evil could be done in this world, and it's not for us mental or psychological. It wasn't for us a thought or for us an idea in your mind. When you start to realize that, you would realize the darkness and the light represent your deeds. That's why it says, let your light so shine before the world, that the world may behold your light. It means that there's a language that you speak without words. This language is a language of action. That is why you have to do what you have to do in secret. In your meditation, your visualization, and the many other rituals. Do it in secret. Because it is definitely a book of secret. So, my brothers, my sisters, as I come to a close of this lecture, and after I'll be running through the comments just to interact with you for another, say, 30 or 40 minutes, the most. Okay? I want to encourage you to get this book, the 66 Books of Magic, the Overcomer's Bible, which is the I Am Bible. And I want you to find the I Am that resonates mostly with you. You do not have to find all the I Ams in the New Testament or the Old Testament. But the I Am that resonates mostly with you in the Old and in the New. You use it as affirmation. It's going to do something to your DNA. It's going to open up new neural pathways in your brain. Do it. And prove for yourself that every time you say I am, and you have some negative thing to say after I am, you're desecrating a sacred science. You're desecrating the name of God. You're letting the God down. You're destroying your own energy. And you're doing everything to yourself. It doesn't matter how much secret society there is in this world. It doesn't matter what no one say. They're not doing anything against you. It is only you could do things against yourself. They could put things in place and they could influence you. But the power is still yours because you have the power of choice. And they always give you a choice. That is why if you go back to 2019, 2020, to 2022, time of COVID, they give everyone a choice. They never put a gun at anyone's head. They give you a choice. And even if someone wants to put a gun at your head, they still give you a choice. Because death is inevitable. So all they're giving you a choice whether you're going to die now or you want to wait and die later. Some people wait. Some people willing to sell their soul to die later. I'd rather die now because it's inevitable. No one leave you alive. So my brother and my sisters, it always boils down to a choice. Yeah, because even in the time of slavery, okay, there are slaves who are willing to kill themselves, not to live on a plantation. And then there are slaves who are willing to risk their life while fighting. Who would have rather die being a warrior? They rather die, you understand, fighting for their freedom, more than to just give in and give up. There are those who look beyond the chains on their feet and on their hands. And you have to have that same kind of mindset in this world if you want to be a true overcomer. That is why I'm telling you. That's the Overcomer's Bible, the I Am Bible. Okay? What sweeter gift I could give you all? Man, I feel good. I couldn't give you all a better gift than this book, eh? This Bible, eh? This New Testament, eh? It's like testament of your life. No man, not 2,000 years ago. It's you. Jesus mean I am. But when you say that believe in a man thousands of years ago, you no longer become I am, you become your idol. So it's like I give you your own weapon to use against yourself. But you ain't know. That's what it's all about. That's why I say me ain't come here to change nothing. I just come to fulfill. Okay, let me just read the comment. Hello, glad I called you today. Okay, it's a pleasure having you. Regina, Tabisa, Grand Rising King, BlackMadGuru. Grand Rising to you, my sister. And Grand Rising to everyone who has tuned in today. Okay? Nelson Jubot, say hi. Greetings to you, my brother. Glad to know that you're still locking in. It's been years. I know the journey, and you know what I'm talking about, okay? Bumbleclad. Wagwan. Wagwan, my brother. I have my brothers in Jamaica, Africa, all around the world. I have my brother and my sisters. Someone quote Bob Marley here, say, no woman, no cry. Okay? Be sure to like the live, and let's take this channel to 25K. Okay, 25,000. It takes your energy and it takes your belief for us to get this done. Okay. Greetings. This has become my Sunday service, being that freedom is start over dependence and faith, and knowledge is cherished over belief. Thank you very much, Nimrod, for this lovely comment. Okay, it just today I was saying that same thing, that it will come a time when people will just be looking forward for life every Sunday because it means something to them. Okay, but don't just be entertained. Use the knowledge in your life. Okay, and do not be afraid to testify of the changes. You see, always be grateful for whatever little change you see in your life. Sometimes we want big change, but be grateful for the little things, the little changes that you see in your life. And as time go by, things will start getting better and better and better and better. Okay? Rashid, where is the ganja? He asks, where's the ganja? If you want the ganja, I will definitely encourage you to take a chip here right now. Right now, you could go anywhere and just buy it. You know what I mean? You have cannabis consultant right now in the country and so on. They're not so strict on people like before. Okay, as a matter of fact, you can get a card in my country now and you can go and you can buy it. Okay, you see, most people do not know the DMT that is in it and so on, and the same DMT that is in ayahuasca and so on. But I believe right now that people have come to the realization that the very thing that they used to persecute and so on, that the establishment now using it to their advantage. For example, in my country, they now start to talk about medical marijuana and so on, and that's just an opportunity, you know, for politicians to enrich themselves. They own the biggest fields now. You understand? So I don't want to go too deep into that. Okay, but that's what it's all about. Okay, but I'm telling you, you can come here and you can use it just as how you can get it in Holland and those other places. But they never make anything, you know, they never make any noise abroad to say, oh, we legalize this or that. No, but they give people a privilege. Okay, I am who God told me I am. Well, I am is God, and God is I am. Okay, there's no separation. Sounding like Vaughn. I don't know who's this Vaughn. Okay, someone say awesome. That nine's try. I don't understand that. It's true. Oh, okay. Hey, my brother, I was looking for your videos. I'm so happy to see you. Okay, greetings. Thank you for looking. I'm not complaining. I'm not blaming. But there are very few people who tell me they had their notification on and so on. And sometimes some of my videos, they're not getting any notification on YouTube. But I have to say this. Anyone who have eyes to see, if you go back, you see in 1 month, in 28 days, I had over 8,000 new subscribers. I had a video that had over 93,000 views. I had videos that had 18,000 views and so on. And after that, I cannot even amass to 100 subscribers in 28 days. Even 500 views on a video. Even 1,000 views on a video, except when I do live. And it is something that was done. But the thing is, what makes me feel the way how I am feeling, which I will express to you in a while, is because when I started to do YouTube, I didn't have any knowledge about YouTube. So nothing could really hurt me. You understand? So when I talk about the feeling I have, it's a good feeling to know that I'm doing something good. Because whenever you see they start to do these kind of things, you know, you're doing something. Okay? So I didn't really know anything about YouTube. and so on. So I've never done a YouTube video with the expectation of what is known as AdSense revenue and so on, because to be honest with you, I didn't know. So had it been known, and had it been that I had known, okay, that when I was gonna start a YouTube channel, that there was gonna be something as YouTube AdSense and it could make money and so on, then I would have a different expectation. Okay. But because I did it out of the love of my heart and I just wanted was to really help people, it doesn't matter whether I get how much views or what. I will still teach and I will still do this, and it will make me become more and more innovative and more creative, because I find more and more creative ways to touch people's lives. Okay, because there's not one platform in this world. Once you control the mind and you understand how the mind works, you realize that www.com or Google is not the only way or the only path. Do you know the amount of neural pathways that you have in your mind? Do you know the amount of things that you could have happen in your life just by using your mind? Do you know that there's a super highway, a mental and psychological, spiritual super highway that is greater than any other highway? That was there before the invention of all these things that we have right now. Do you realize before Wi-Fi, there was Wi-Fi? Do you realize before X, there was X? Do you realize before YouTube, there was actually YouTube? You have to read between the lines we're saying. These things have always been here. They're just now in a more expanded way. Okay? So, yeah, so with my sister, they're saying she not getting her same videos and things. These things do happen. Okay? And I'm being honest and true. It is only when I started to talk about you know, Neville Goddard. Okay? And I am so 100% sure of what I'm talking about, that I could provide the evidence of the businesses that the family have up to this day, and how they just pass them down from one to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next. Okay, to continue a certain rulership. Okay, I can do all of that. All the businesses are right in my country. Okay, so no one have no right to use their anger. Okay, because sometimes people work at YouTube and they try to give the company a bad name when they do certain things. You understand? So you have to have a repetition, and you have to hold to that repetition, because there's no one in this world who could escape anything. Whatever you do to others, it will be done unto you. That is why everyone have the right to get the attention of YouTube in terms of the content need to be pushed out there. Everyone need to get that opportunity. So you can give me the opportunity in 1 month, and because I say something that you don't like in next month, you try to take the opportunity. There's no opportunity that anyone can take away from me, because I am already free. I am already free. Okay, so I have to say all of that, because there's a lot of people been saying, okay, I'm not seeing your videos and so on and all of that. They need to recommend my videos. Okay? Because if they do not recommend your video, it doesn't matter who say, oh, they could get you, help you get these views and that views. No. Unless they walk in there or something. Because if they don't do it, you understand? Then the people wouldn't get to see and hear. And he who controls the media can control what people hear, what people see, and so on. Okay? But it all comes from here. And everyone have the right to use this. Everyone have the right to use it. Okay? So when it comes to being spiritual and being conscious and so on, you realize that no one can hurt you. They're only hurting themselves. And you would never allow anyone to play with your feeling when it comes to money, because you are greater and you are more valuable than money. You understand? So only one who's weak would be offended. Okay, but I am not offended. So my brother, my sisters, those of you who might not find the other videos when I post them up as you would like to and so on, it's not from me. Okay, that's all I'm trying to say. Okay, I am blessed. What I am is the creator. Someone say I am is the creator. I am is you the creator. You were supposed to say I am the creator. You're the one that's creating everything. I am wealth. I have programmed that on my phone and it alarms me several times a day. That's a very good move. More people need to do something like that. Okay, always say your I am affirmation every day. Someone say I am grateful. Okay, I am is the true God. Now you're saying something that is so powerful. I am is the true God. Okay, there's no other God but I am. Okay, I am sure you don't know what you are saying. Someone will say that too. Okay, and this person is actually saying there is lack of faith in their I amness. But what they're doing, they're projecting their thoughts, or their awareness, their consciousness onto someone else. So right there, catch you. Penny Richard on. I catch you. You see, people like you would always be caught. Because what you're doing, you're projecting your thought onto me. I can have a thought for you and you can have a thought for me. Once you know that, you'll never go wrong saying certain words, projecting yourself onto others. Okay, that's why my teachings is pointing people to look within themselves. How could you know, right, that I do not know what I am saying? How could you know that? You are my mind? You are my mind? You see how people project themselves? Rancharan? You see how people project themselves onto others and they don't know that's what they're doing? That is not my thought. That is your thought. So everyone on the internet is saying this pin Rancharan, I mean. This Rancharan, I don't know if it's an Indian man or what, but he say name the song Indian or something. This Rancharan man is exposing himself right here by his conversation. That's your awareness, that's your consciousness, that's your thought, that's not my thought. Someone said the Bible Project, from India. Someone say Jesus is God, rather than say I am is God. That's their consciousness. That's how they see things. But that's not how I see it. Okay. Grand Rising All. There's also the I Am Discourse book. It's on YouTube. I found it back in 2011. I've heard many people talk about the I Am Discourse and so on. Okay. But I don't know anything about that I Am Discourse book. Okay. I don't have it. I would like to probably get something like that in my library. Okay, the book itself. Okay. But what I'm saying to you is download that I get. Okay. And based from my own experience. This other person says only God can transform us. Okay. That is another person who separates himself from God. That's his words. That's his word. That's his thoughts. I can't do nothing about that. That's your thoughts. And what I am saying is my thoughts. So there's no one to change but self. So you can't change me and I'm not trying to change you because I know better. So you notice wherever you go, you will always know a religious person because they always project their thoughts to others and fail to realize it is their thought they project into someone else. because they do not understand what is going on. For who am I? That's the universal question everybody would ask. Who am I? And when the answer comes, it have to be I am. That I am. Which is to say I'm whatever I believe myself to be. For as a man thinks in the invisible, so shall I be established in the visible. Someone, I guess Nimrod was answering by the person saying, Jesus is no more God than anyone. Even allegedly said our Father. Okay, so it doesn't make sense to go back and forth with people. You have to allow people to express their consciousness, their awareness, how they see things, okay? And all is the energy that resides in me, of course. Okay, the all, God, Allah, whichever name you want to use, it resides in you. Okay, and that is my whole teaching, okay? You look cute, to be honest, do you swing that way by any chance? What? The only way I go is the straight way. Okay? I'm a 100% a straight man because I don't understand this conversation by this person here. Okay? Yet I do not hate anyone based on whatever life they choose to live. That's how I am. Okay? Everyone in the chat hit the thumbs up tab. Okay? I could agree with that. Turning water to wine. Okay? You have to realize, that most of the body is water and so on. And you have to realize you have dreams, you have goals, and understand that you have the alchemical substance, which is the invisible, from which you can draw from. And it's through thoughts. Okay, so when I say the alchemical substance, I'm talking about the thought form that you can transmute into reality. In other words, thoughts become things, mind over matter. Okay? Might be the devil or the Lord, but you got to serve somebody. I like what this person say. Okay, might be the devil or the Lord. The Lord is your I amness. Okay? So you could serve a God on the outside, I can serve the one on the inside. But you have to make a choice. You see? And I made my choice long time ago. Okay, and I've went both ways. I used to believe in a God on the outside, and I see the results I got. Okay, and then I started to believe it in the intelligence that is within me, based on an experience I had. Okay, it wasn't based on what was handed down to me. So one experience was based on things that was handed down to me that I never questioned, and I just go with the flow and follow the crowd. And the next one was me thinking outside of the box after I had an experience. So I can't go against my experience. That would mean going against my own self. Okay? This is not a dating platform. Okay? Someone said Jesus is still saving. I could agree with that because when you say Jesus, I say I am. So I am still saving. And I am would always be saving. Okay? So right there again, Hard Rocker is basically just expressing his mindset. Nothing is wrong with that. Okay. So what people don't know, when they come and they do these things, that's what they're doing, but they don't know. They're not aware. But we're here to help. But that's the way in me. What about the next? I don't understand that. We're going on the stop crying. What's the difference between the devil and your Lord? You see, most people don't know that God and the devil is the same. Same person. One coin. Two sides. Head or tail. Okay? You see, when you understand, the polarity, you would understand how the one who create good is the one who create evil. The same power they have to use. There's only one power. Okay? Who you think that someone must serve? Okay? The only one you're supposed to serve is self. Big man thing, brother. Big man thing here, man. This is a big man thing. This is not for little children. Milk is for children. This is hard food. Hard food we serving here. Can you show the book, please? Oh, the book. Yeah. The 66 books of magic. That's it. That's my Bible. The 66 books of magic. The Overcomer's Bible by Alan Hansen. Okay? It is where I take all the books of the Bible and I summarize them. Every book in the Bible, I summarize it and show you what it's all about. And show you that is all mind science. And that B-I-B-L-E actually means basic inner belief, life eternal. And then I remove Jesus out of the New Testament and I leave a blank space for you to write your name, which is I am. Okay? So, doesn't matter where in the world you are, if you read the 66 books of magic, which is the I am Bible, and you see where Jesus has been omitted and the blank space for you to write I am, and you put I am there, you read it for yourself and you choose which one of the I am that resonates with you, and you use it as an affirmation and prove for yourself what you use it for, that it will manifest in your life. Then we could talk. No other argument. Can you show the book, please? Okay, which I did. There's no argument needed. Wagwan, brother. Wagwan, me Ijin. You good? It's a pleasure having you on the live. It will reside in your soul. Yes, we do not know how the next feels, but we know how I feel. Yeah, but I know how I feel, okay? I'm the tiger in the woods. That's what someone say. One from what is your G? Okay. Someone say greetings from the Arctic Circle. Someone say, and you will be in your perception. It's always in your perception. Everything that you say, everything that you do, is you being the perceiver, and everything else is the perception. Okay, it's just a reflection of you. Everything in this world is a reflection of you. That is why I am is the most powerful word that you can use. That's why when you say I am and you do not put the power and the authority to it, you're defeating yourself. Someone say, I am smiling my ass off here. So your energy is absolutely great. Thank you very much. You're most welcome. Someone says you're right. Someone say you speak truth, true, and I hope your words reaches many and that they truly understand. It is my wish also, and it is my wish that YouTube will definitely put my videos out there more. Okay? And realize my First Amendment right. I have the right to speak. Okay? And to spite someone or to do something thinking that you're gonna hurt someone, what you meant to hurt or what you meant for evil will turn out for good. I can tell anyone all things are working together for good in my life. Every living thing. There's nothing that can make me feel like a victim. There's nothing that can bring me down or make me feel down, because everything is working together for my good. Okay? Why? Why do I have that kind of consciousness? Because I know that I am God having a human experience. I know that, not believe. I know. People believe in Jesus. I do not believe. I know that I am God in flesh. It's done. And if I deny that I am God in flesh, then I am Antichrist, because I know that I found my Christ consciousness. No, and no one can make me deny that. Okay. Someone says, okay, I'm going out today. Yes, I'm about to leave my house, which is horrifying, but I can, right? Mental reboot, let that sink in. Yes. Someone says, sub, this is powerful, and a very frozen rose from the Arctic Circle from Sweden. Thank you very much for commenting and being a part of my life. Okay, are you running your mouth, Christian? You are gonna be account for everything you say. There is a difference. That's why it's a different book. You have been deceived. You see, as I said, people gonna comment, they're gonna say things and fail to realize that that is their thoughts. That is not my thought. If you believe that you are deceived, then you are deceived. It is more easier to deceive someone than to convince them that they are deceived. A deceived person will all believe everyone else is deceived except themselves. The reason why I know that I am not deceived because it is my own experience. You can't be deceived by your own experience. Your experience is your experience. Doesn't matter how anyone else see it. Your experience is your experience. What you want me to do? Speak against my own experience? I experienced it both from the skull. You want me to deny that? And think there was a woman who opened up her leg and gave birth and she was a virgin? When I had a virgin birth as a man, and understand is the secret of a man giving birth. So if from my experience I see that it is the secret of a man giving birth, and it's a birth that takes place in secret, and it takes place within, and I have the experience, what want me to do? Doubt my experience? That will never happen. Sorry if I misspell words. English is not my first language. Okay, I can understand that. Greatness comes from within. All greatness comes from within. Nobody say best word exactly. And from when the chick comes out, it may live without the mother. Okay. Someone say when the chicken comes out of the egg, you okay? It can. If it could, let me see. And from when the chick comes out, it may live without the mother. Yeah, it could. Because if somebody take the chick and carry it to somewhere else where the mother is, it can still survive without the mother. Okay, but it would be a very lonely chick. Okay, so this person comment based on what I was saying about the chicken. There's an intelligence in the egg that tells the chicken to pick itself out of the egg, and I'm saying that the same intelligence that we have. Okay, that tells us to have this human experience and give our mother birth pain. Okay, because we are divine. All we know comes from the mind. Everything is from the mind. Someone's faith is scary. Many do not know that. I am glad I happen upon this live. Thank you, sir. Thank you for tuning in also. Someone say you speak true. Thank you very much. And that's why it's important to write down these I am affirmations. Yes, and repeat them daily till it becomes true in the physical reality. Yes. Most people are not consistent. Sometimes you have to challenge yourself. As a matter of fact, was this morning I told my host that I'm gonna go on a challenge. Okay, I'm gonna challenge myself. Okay, with some I am affirmation. So sometimes you have to challenge yourself. Your challenge may last 21 days. Your challenge may last 14 days. But challenge yourself with these I am affirmation. Write down your I am affirmation and say it religiously. Okay, which is repetitively. In the morning, in the afternoon, and in the night. Okay, you can say it aloud or you don't have to say it aloud. Okay, because if you're not living alone, okay, and people around you with doubt and all of these things, it's better if you just keep quiet. But say to yourself, find time to be with yourself and say your I am affirmation. One of the very first thing I learned, okay, when I became more conscious and more aware, is the power of I am. Okay, I've definitely really learned that, and it really make a big change in my life. I hope the book is linked. Yeah, I have the link down below. Okay, all of my books are down below in the description. Okay. Sometimes there's some people try to get my Bible and tell me sometimes, it's kind of hard to find it on Amazon, but it's right there. 66 Books of Magic. Okay, Overcomer's Bible. And if you go on Amazon and any of my book, you can just click there and you can get all of my other books. You have about 10 more books to choose from there. Okay, someone say I can't wait to get it. I think it's a very good tool for you to have in your house. Okay, and find the affirmations that they give to Jesus. You see, all these things that they say about Jesus, they're affirmations that they're robbing you from. Now you're going to steal them back. Okay, you're going to take back your power, and then you write the affirmation, I am. And you take that same affirmation that was given to Jesus, and you apply it to you. And then you're going to prove what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. There's no argument. There need no argument. All the affirmation you give to Jesus, you take them back. Someone says it's been our pleasure. It's been my pleasure to serve you people and bring this message to you. Okay, I just want to make sure I read these comments. Tuning in from South Carolina, US. Nice having people from South Carolina. I'd like to get people from North Carolina and from all 50 states in America and Africa. The real USA, United States of Africa. Using it not entertainment. Okay. You have to use the knowledge. Okay. Someone say, God bless you, brother. Apply it to your life. For we all are. Yeah, you have to apply these teachings to your life. It wouldn't make sense. Unless you apply the I am teaching in your life, it doesn't make sense. You have to apply it in your life. I think marijuana influences wrong on the kids and some young adults. I think that alcohol, cigarette, and all of these things do the same thing. And to be honest with you, preachers would encourage people to get involved in politics and tell them that God gave them leaders to lead them. But these are the same people who legalize alcohol. These are the same people that legalize LGBTQ. These are the same people who legalize pornography. So it's a mess. So religious people, they're in a mess and they don't even know it, because you cannot be religious and you're not involved in politics. Religious parties, religious bodies and political parties, they're cults. That's why they don't want you to know anything about the occult, the hidden thing, or the hidden knowledge of this whole universe. That's why they don't like mystics. They're rather pastors than mystics. You are awesome and your messages are very important. Thank you very much. Someone say she may be true, but the bush had spoken to Jesus. I don't know anything about any bush spoken to any Jesus. I know the man from the burning bush that doesn't consume spoke to me and was a black man. Okay, a man that looks like me. Okay, a man with Ethiopian features. Okay, I wondered about that. How come your views seem so low? Yes, that's something that's been done on purpose. I felt in my spirit there was something not quite right. But the truth is always like oil. It will not settle in the water. Yeah, it will not settle good with many people. Okay. You see, if I continue teaching and didn't speak about their boy, Neville Goddard, because he's filled all over the internet. Okay, because they try to preserve a legacy that is based on what is not true. Okay, and let me say this. Okay, a mystic is one who is not been blemished, polluted by joining any organized body like fraternity or sorority or anything like that. If you're a mystic, you're a mystic. You can't join your secret club or your secret brotherhood or secret society and be deemed as a real mystic. That's like a man convinced you to mark an ex and claim to be a leader. But that's not how you have leaders. Real leaders don't ask for no ex. Real leaders know that they're real leaders. That's how it is. You don't have to take other people's power. You show them how to find their power as a true leader. A true leader will teach you how to find the leadership in you. That's a true leader, okay? Yeah, so thank you very much for making this comment, for saying that you look at my views and you know something wasn't right and something wasn't adding up. And I'm telling you that is something that was done on purpose. They continue to do these things, shadow ban people, do all of these things, and then they try to talk about oneness and equality. You understand? But you have to understand the polarity. Okay? I always understand the polarity. Before life, there was life. There have always been life. We should be here willing to learn, and that what you pass on should come from what was learned. Well said. That's why everything must come from, you know, your experience, not just from what other people say. No one could hurt you beside you. That is so true. We are blessed, and I am for you shall be. And 9 wish you learn. I wish to learn. Okay, I correspond to you, but yet I am. I will do read the book as well. Okay, it's the Bible. It's a Bible actually. Okay, it's the same Bible, the King James version that people use. I just basically take each book and summarize it for you and tell you what it's all about and how to see it from a mental standpoint and how it's pointing you to look within. Okay, I'm very close to finish. I'm just gonna read on these rest comments here. Someone say, and who am I? That's a question everybody have to ask themselves. And when the answer comes, you have to be I am that I am. Okay? Keep going. Someone says, and who says that? Total disrespect. To me, I always say respect and disrespect and so on. And it's not given. It's taken. It's if you take it as a disrespect. Okay? I am love and compassion to the next. How to solve a God on the inside. To solve a God on the inside is to learn to love yourself and to believe in yourself. That's it. Okay? Because you're God. Okay? You're just having a human experience. That's the last thing they want you to know. You must believe in you too, for you are a creator. Now you are the creator. You are the only creator there is. There's no other creator. Okay? Someone said Jesus is not God. Okay? You are God. Isn't it the same action when you serve an internal and external God? You're not serving any God. Okay, you are God. That's what I'm saying. I wish people bringing negativity here would just take it somewhere else. If you can't hang with this level, just leave instead of distracting. Yeah, because this is not saying that there's some God on the inside. I'm saying that you are God and everything exists in a consciousness. I bought that 66 books of the Bible. Thank you very much for supporting. What can you say about the story of Anubis and Mother Earth? Okay, that would take a long time for me to go through all of that. What I can say is that Mother Earth, okay, is that whatever you sow in Mother Earth will give back to you. Just like whatever you sow in a woman's womb, it will bring back the same thing. And it's the same thing with the mind. So whatsoever you cultivate in your mind, that's what you would get into. To talk about Anubis and so on, that's have to go all the way back to Egypt and everything. And this knowledge goes all the way back there. Okay? Because the things that I'm saying have been known from since the dawn of time by mystics. Okay, you might read this after you've spoken on the fact. You speak to us, everyone in the chat. We are and I am that I believe is true, for what I think will be in my life, be it true or not. Yeah. You see, when you really understand that you are the I am, and there's no I am, and you can never say I am for no one else, it starts to bring a lot of changes in your life. It starts to help you to think, okay, there's no God on the outside. Okay, you are God, the invisible you. So that's why I'm saying God in within. Okay, the invisible you I'm speaking about. And yes, you are the only creator in your life. Okay, there's only one creator. You are the only creator there is. Hyacinth Augustine. Hi, my brother. I just come on and I just heard a little about your book. Please give information again, please, in spite of the low number you will receive in abundance. The book is the 66 Books of Magic, the Overcomer's Bible, which is the I Am Bible, where I'm instructing people to get it, and the affirmations that you used to give to Jesus, you're going to now give those affirmations to yourself, because I remove Jesus, I omit Jesus out of the Bible, and I leave a blank space for you to write your name, which is I am. That's the only how you'll be able to take back your power. It is me doing this to help you to have a mental rebirth. It is to be transformed by the renewing of your mind. So you start to renew your mind by, first of all, starting with taking back your I am power. Okay? So that's what the whole book is about. Mother Earth is the for I am, for me, and you are for you, but we shall reside among each other. Okay, so my brother, my sisters, as I come down to a close here, I just want to say that the Bible is all about you and no one else. You are the one who will turn your back against the lions who want to eat and devour you. The lions that want to eat and devour you come from your lower self, your animal self. Because having this human experience, you're actually in a cage. That cage is the matrix. And the matrix is out here to control your mind. And you have to take back your mind from the matrix. So to turn your back against your circumstances and the things that are happening and so on, to hold to your I amness and to break all form of conformity. That is you playing the part of Daniel. Every character in the Bible, you are always playing that part. Okay? And you have to know that you playing that part because you're God in flesh. And you're just having a human experience. Okay? And then this person said, does it create a cast spell on something? Yes. Words are spell. Words are spells. So you can cast a spell to build, and you can cast a spell to break down. Okay? It's just how you use the spell, or how you use the words, because it comes from the mind. Okay? So it is God that does all these things. Everything comes from you. You're the cause of everything. That is what you have to understand. Master the law of cause and effect, and then you start to master your mind. Okay? Let me just read this last one here. I've never heard someone explain it like you, and I love the way you carry across the understanding. Thank you very much for that. Okay? And it all comes out of me having the experience. Okay? Thank you for the shout out. Thank you also. Okay? Self-love first. Okay? So, yeah, my brother, my sisters, as I come to a close here, make it a practice that every day you write down an I am affirmation. Okay? And say it a number of times. Like, for example, you can say one particular I am affirmation for a week. I can say one particular affirmation for 2 weeks. Then you drop it and forget it. And then you go to another one and 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 another one. And I guarantee you, all you just need is just one evidence of one thing that you wrote And you affirm, and you do not have to affirm it loud or in an audible way. You can do it without even speaking. Do it and let the results speak for you, because results don't tell lie. And this is what this is all about. It's all about discovering the secret that is within you. Okay? So, my brother, my sisters, the biggest secret that you can really discover is your I amness. And it will always remain a secret, because it must be experienced. It have nothing to do with what no one say. It's what you experience for yourself. So with that being said, my brother, my sisters, I can go on and on and on and on and on, but it's an hour and 50 minutes, and I want to thank you very much for being here with me, standing with me, and I want to encourage you to subscribe, to like, to comment, share this video. If you want to book a one-on-one with me, you can book a one-on-one with me. If you want to get any of my books, the links are down in the description. Whatsoever you would like to get, you just let me know. If you want to become a part of my Free Thinkers Seekers University, you can definitely join, and I'm trying my best to see every week I can post a masterclass to help you on your spiritual journey. Also, if you're not a part of my Patreon community, you can do so. I have a course there which is a number of videos and so on. Okay, concerning the inner sun science and technology to create your reality consciously. That's what people are donating, just $20 more. You have access to that course, plus a bonus course on self-concept. Self-concept is very, 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 very powerful. So, my brother, my sisters, all in all, use this knowledge to become the best version of yourself. And I will definitely see you in another video. Peace. Out.